Yes, I passed part 1. Now only part 2 left.
What? Part 1 first? Bro, that's basic stuff. I went straight to part 2 because that's harder.
But doesn't part 1 build the foundation for part 2?
Not really, it's just cost accounting and budgets. I can handle strategic finance without that also.
Rahul, I think that's exactly why we're struggling.
The difference between Priya and Rahul wasn't intelligence. It was how they both planned for their exams. And I'm making this video so that you don't face the same fate as Rahul did. I'll be breaking down both US CMA Part 1 and US CMA Part 2, the actual syllabus, the real difficulty difference, and exactly how to plan your attempts strategically. By the end, you'll know which part to start with based on your background and how much time each part actually needs. If you're confused about where to start or how to sequence these exams, watch this video till the very end. US CMA Part 1 is all about financial planning, performance, and analytics. It has 6 different sections, each testing different skills. First, external financial reporting, where you learn and understand financial statements, GAAP or generally accepted accounting principles, and consolidations. Second, planning, budgeting, and forecasting, which teaches you budget building, variance analysis, and flexible budgets. It's a calculation-heavy section, but a predictable one. Third, performance management, covering KPIs, balanced scorecards, and divisional performance. This section is pretty straightforward if you grasp the concepts well. Fourth, cost management, where you learn everything about activity-based costing, job costing, and process costing. This is a very formula-driven section. The fifth section is internal controls, covering stuff related to financial controls, cost controls, risk controls, compliance, audits, and governance. Things that are crucial for any enterprise. And finally, technology and analytics. The world is running after analytics because it adds value to the prediction. And because of that, businesses look for professionals not just with accounting expertise, but also have skills in data analytics and using technology. This part isn't about memorization, it's about application. And what most people get wrong about part 1 is that they think it's just another accounting exam. Well, it's not. CMA doesn't test if you know definitions. It tests if you can apply concepts to messy business scenarios or not. That variance question isn't theoretical. It's about diagnosing an actual operational problem. If we talk about the US CMA Part 2, it is all about strategic financial management, and that is where most people struggle. This part also covers 6 sections. First, financial statement analysis, which covers ratio analysis, trend analysis, and investment decisions. Second, corporate finance, covering topics like capital structure, dividend policy, M&A, and working capital. This section separates memorizers from thinkers. Third is decision analysis, the biggest section. It consists of CVP analysis, make or buy decisions, relevant costing, and pricing. Every question in this section is a strategic scenario. The fourth one, which is the risk management section, covers derivatives, hedging, enterprise risk management, etc. It is conceptually very dense section. The fifth section is investment decisions, covering NPV, IRR, capital budgeting, and much more, where you evaluate projects and compare alternatives. And the last section, professional ethics, the gray area section, which requires you to apply IMA standards to complex dilemmas. Part 2 is harder for most people because it's strategic, not just technical. You have to think like a CFO, not just do calculations. Questions are longer, scenarios are complex, and you need to integrate multiple concepts simultaneously. Now, coming to the question, which is harder, part 1 or part 2? Statistically, part 2 has a lower pass rate because it requires integration of concepts. In US CMA part 2, you can't learn topics in isolation, and the essays demand strategic analysis, not just calculations. We have made a detailed video on the US CMA certification covering every minute detail about both parts, when the exams take place, and the cost involved as well. You can watch that video by clicking on the I button. Now, if we talk about how to plan for the US CMA, here is how you should do it. Start with part 1. It builds your foundation. Budgeting and cost management from part 1 feed directly into part 2's decision analysis. Without that base, part 2 becomes unnecessarily difficult. The timeline should ideally be 3 to 4 months for part 1, with 15 to 20 hours of study time weekly. Don't rush. Take a 2-week break after passing part 1. Then prepare for part 2 over the next 4 to 5 months. My suggestion would be not to take more than 6 months gap between both parts. Longer gaps means you forget the part 1 content, which you will essentially require for part 2. One hack: if your daily work involves financial reporting or cost accounting, do part 1 while that knowledge is fresh. If you are in FP&A dealing with strategic decisions, part 2 might align better with your work. Know your strengths well. Now, if you have watched the video till here and are considering pursuing the US CMA, why not do it with the best? Other prep providers might teach you just theory, but our US CMA certification preparation program, in collaboration with KPMG in India, gives you industry-aligned training through real-world case studies and business scenarios. This is exactly what employers are looking for in today's strategic finance professionals. Don't wait. Click the form in the description below, select the CMA certification option, and connect with our expert counselors for personalized guidance on your CMA journey.